Welcome back to our Match Day 2 preview. As the tournament moves into its second round of fixtures, we're seeing a persistent theme: traditional European powers facing massive tests from highly athletic challengers. The central tension today is a clash of identities. It's a question of whether high-possession technical systems can survive against teams designed to strike with explosive physicality the moment a turnover occurs. In Group F, the Netherlands are looking to build on a hard-fought draw against Japan, as they face a Swedish side that looked dominant in their opening victory over Tunisia. Over in Group E, Germany, fresh off a 7-goal statement performance, meets a Côte d'Ivoire squad that arrived in the tournament with one of the most athletic rosters in the world. Looking at this bracket, winning today forces managers to commit to their tactical identities early. Securing 3 points moves a team to the brink of qualification. The trade-off is they show their best cards now, giving future opponents footage to study. As you watch, the real test is whether elite midfield control can actually suffocate a team built for explosive, athletic counterattacks. The Netherlands' 4-3-3 relies on a coordinated high press. By compressing the pitch, they dictate the tempo in the Swedish half. But this high line leaves massive, exploitable space in their own half if Sweden forces a midfield mistake. Frankie de Jong is tasked with preventing those mistakes. He is the heartbeat of this side. Their entire technical buildup depends on his ability to navigate pressure and distribute the ball safely. When the buildup works, Cody Gakpo is the primary attacking weapon, responsible for turning Dutch possession into clinical finishes. Sweden approaches this match with a completely different philosophy, utilizing a highly disciplined and compact 4-4-2 defensive block. This setup is designed to absorb pressure, frustrating technical teams by forcing them into wide areas and limiting their clear looks at goal. The cost is mental fatigue. The Swedish defenders endure long periods without the ball, and any lapse in concentration over 90 minutes could be decisive. When the ball is won, Sweden looks to Alexander Isak. With his pace, their counterattacks often require just one chance to change the scoreline. However, because Sweden sits so deep, the burden on Isak and Victor Gyökeres is immense. They have to be perfectly clinical with the very limited service they'll receive. The result of the game likely comes down to the confrontation between Virgil van Dijk and Alexander Isak. It's a test of whether Van Dijk's veteran organization can nullify the pure speed Isak uses to punish defenders. We predict a 2-1 victory for the Netherlands. Expect Gakpo and Xavi Simons to score, while Isak remains Sweden's most likely threat on the break. While the Dutch technical quality should eventually create more chances, the match hinges entirely on how they handle a single lapse in their defensive transition. Our chart shows Germany in the high-possession, high-fluidity space, deploying a 4-2-3-1 overloaded with playmakers. This talent generates high-volume scoring chances. The trade-off is a high defensive line, leaving them vulnerable to fast breaks. Jamal Musiala is the engine of this creative system. His dribbling and vision make the German midfield nearly impossible for opponents to track effectively. Beside him is Florian Wirtz, whose intelligence and passing find the narrow lanes through crowded defensive lines that other players simply can't see. Côte d'Ivoire occupies the opposite end of the spectrum. They lean into their elite athleticism within a 4-3-3 formation designed for speed and power. This gives them unmatched physicality and blinding speed on the wings, where Simon Adingra punishes any defender who yields an inch of space. The challenge is that Germany's press will likely limit the Ivorians' time on the ball, forcing them to spend much of the match in a purely reactive defensive shape. To counter this, Franck Kessie acts as the primary disruptor. His job is to break the German passing rhythm and perfectly shield his backline. Aggressive defense against elite dribblers leads to early fouls. A card would force Kessie to drop his physicality for the rest of the match. This individual duel in the center of the pitch, Musiala's creativity against Kessie's physical disruption, will likely determine who controls the flow of the entire game. We expect Germany to win 3-1, with Musiala, Wirtz, and Havertz scoring, while Haller remains a constant threat. While Côte d'Ivoire has the specific tools to punish a high line, Germany's sheer depth of attacking talent is often too much for any defense to contain. To summarize the day, we're projecting a tight 2-1 win for the Netherlands and a more commanding 3-1 victory for Germany. If you're deciding which match to watch live, it comes down to the style of football you enjoy. Tuning in to the Netherlands versus Sweden offers a tactical masterclass in structure and patience. The trade-off is the pace. Because both teams are so disciplined, it can develop into a methodical chess match with fewer overall scoring chances. On the other hand, watching Germany versus Côte d'Ivoire offers the potential for high-scoring, end-to-end action. However, if Germany's midfield asserts control early, the game could lose its tension quickly as they look to manage the lead. Keep an eye out for Jamal Musiala's creative work in the midfield, and watch Alexander Isak, who has the individual quality to turn a single counterattack into a goal-of-the-day contender. These matchups will ultimately reveal whether refined, patient possession or explosive, athletic transition proves to be the most effective way to navigate the group stage. We want to hear from you. Can Sweden or Côte d'Ivoire pull off the upset? Leave your predictions in the comments. And if this breakdown helped you prepare for match day, be sure to like and subscribe for our daily tactical previews. Enjoy the football.